I just saw the music video entitled Montero, Call Me By Your Name, as performed by music artist Lil Nas-X, and I haven't been this uncomfortable since I once saw a naked guy high on PCP standing on a rooftop and masturbating. Yeah, let me give you the background and then I'll get into my whole take on this. So, I've been hearing a lot about Lil Nas-X's name, but I really didn't know a lot about him previously. I ended up Googling the guy, and for lack of a better phrase, the dude is out there. If you're as clueless as I am about the younger artists these days, here's the bullet points. He's about 21 years old, hails from the state of Georgia, openly gay black man, very flamboyant. He is also wildly popular, Grammy-winning artist. Why do I dare look him up? A couple weeks ago, there was a lot of buzz on the internet with him teasing what looked like was a cross promotion between the release of his new song, the new video he had coming out, and a partnership with one of these shoe designers that reimagine existing shoes with decorations to capture whatever that artistic expression is. This is like a big thing for sneakerheads in the shoe world. The video, once again, was called Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Now, I watched the video once and I couldn't power through a second pass at it. It's just too fucking out there for me. Say what you want, call me old, call me out of touch, whatever. I even read the lyrics and I guess he's flirting with a lover. I don't know. I don't see the connection with the video and the lyrics because in the video, he's in what looks like a biblical reenactment of Adam and Eve's encounter / consequence of being courted by Satan in his reptile form. And then he's casted out of the Garden of Eden by God. He slides down a stripper pole and ends up in, it's just going too fast. I just saw the music video entitled Montero, Call Me By Your Name, as performed by music artist Lil Nas-X, and I haven't been this uncomfortable since I saw a naked guy high on PCP standing on a rooftop and masturbating. Yeah. So let me give you a little bit of background and then I'll get into my whole take on this whole thing. Yeah. So previously I've heard Lil Nas X's name a lot, but I really didn't know a lot about him previously. So I ended up Googling the guy, and for lack of a better phrase, the dude is out there. And if you're as clueless as I am about, some younger artists these days, here are the bullet points. So he's about 21 years old, African American, I think. He's black. Hails from the state of Georgia, openly gay, very flamboyant. He is also wildly popular, a wildly popular Grammy-winning artist. Why did I dare look him up? Well, a couple weeks ago, there was a lot of buzz on the internet with him teasing what looks like was a cross promotion between the release of a new song he had coming out, the accompanying music video, and a partnership with one of these shoe designers that I guess they essentially reimagine existing shoes on the market, then design it with decorations and paint and whatever to capture whatever the artistic expression is. It's like a big thing for sneakerheads in the shoe world. The video, again, this video is called Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Now, I watched the video once and I couldn't power through a second pass at it. It's just too fucking out there for me. It's too out there. Say what you want. Call me old, call me out of touch, call me whatever. I even read the lyrics and I guess he's flirting with a lover, sort of. I don't know. I don't see the connection with the video versus the lyrics, because in the video, he's in what looks like a biblical reenactment of Adam and Eve's encounter / consequence of being courted by Satan in his reptile form, right? So in the video, when he's casted out of the Garden of Eden by God, Lil Nas-X slides down the stripper, I'm not making this up, he slides down the stripper pole and ends up in hell, and now he's giving Satan a lap dance. But somewhere along the way, he snaps Satan's neck, and then he takes Satan's horns off of his head and he's wearing it. Like, it was like some weird Quentin Tarantino twist. I know. So the video as of Easter had nearly, I want to say about 100 million views. Now here's where the cross promotion comes in. He partnered with a company called, I believe it's called Mischief, MSCHF, Mischief Product Studio Incorporated. So for those who aren't so-called sneakerheads like me, let me describe the redesign of this shoe. Basically, from what I remember, let's see. I think they took a pair of Nike Air Max 97 sneakers that for these purposes are all black with red soles, and they're redesigned by attaching a gold pentagram, the symbol for Satan worshipers. And they wrote the Bible verse, Luke 10:18, which is a callback to when Satan was casted out of heaven. It's somewhere on the side of the shoe, but he's casted out of heaven. And supposedly in the shoe itself, there's supposedly a real drop of human blood within the design. So fun fact, Mischief Studios, this same studio released what was called the Jesus shoes, which was another customized redesign of the Nike Air Max 97 shoe. But with this version, it was supposedly filled with holy water from the Jordan River. So when that shoe released, there was no lawsuit by Nike that I'm aware of. So I guess Nike's cool with Jesus and Jordan and whatnot. Now, in this limited edition redesign, for this time around, they pre-sold 666 pairs of shoes at about $1,018 a pair, which I'm guessing is a mockery of the Bible verse Luke 10:18, $1,018. The shoes sold out within a couple of minutes, all 666 pairs, which is, excuse the pun, a hell of a nice profit and markup for a shoe that runs anywhere from about $125 to $170. So with the gross income, you're looking at around $600,000. Not a bad payday. Nike gets word of the redesign and immediately issues a temporary restraining order against Mischief Product Studio. Again, the company that designed this. But the basis was, I think they're calling it copyright infringement. The company had halted sales and they eventually reached an agreement with Nike to buy back all of the shoes to keep them out of circulation. Not being a legal professional, I say that was probably the thing to do, since Nike has so much weight and they can impose on smaller, well, I guess they can impose their wills on smaller companies because their pockets are deep. So here's my take on all of this. As an artist, I think all artists should have the freedom to express themselves however they want. I am not and will never, ever be for anything involving satanic worship. That's just not what I'm about. That's not how I roll. Not even in jest. I just don't like playing with that kind of stuff. And however nerdy I may seem, I consider myself a reasonably liberal-minded dude. Having said that, I don't really think Lil Nas-X is a devil worshiper per se. If he is, I don't support that one bit. I believe he made a prior statement at some point in the past and saying that he spent his teenage years hating himself because he was, I guess, openly gay. And I'm guessing people of the Christian faith were telling him, how he was going to hell when he dies and how he was sinning in the whole 9 yards. I can totally see that, it seems to be a very familiar challenge with people in the alphabet community, having had, dealing with the sexual shame to the point where some contemplate suicide, which is a horrible emotional place to be. So I can totally sympathize with a young person feeling like they're condemned by their family and somehow spiritually they're doomed. Like that's sounds like a very difficult place to be. I don't want that for anybody. To that point, this video, or the music video, and the release of the shoe does feel like he's trolling and kind of giving a big old fuck you to everyone who's ever made him feel the way, or feel that shame, or thinking along those lines. He's taunting his critics by saying, in my opinion, he's saying, okay, Christians, gay people and satanic content make you uncomfortable? All right. I'm going to marry the two of these elements together and make you feel as shitty as I did when I thought I was going to hell or when I was getting shamed. This seems to me like the musical equivalent of na 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 na. And he's taunting people. He's maybe taunting critics and taunting Christians. I don't know. The last part of this, or the last part of the business, is the lawsuit itself. Nike and other popular shoe companies are well aware that independent and small business designers are always doing redesigns on popular shoe styles that are in the market. This is just something, that they seem to be taking a very strong position on because it's satanic related. And I don't think Nike in any way wants their brand affiliated with anything demonic. But they are coming off as a bit hypocritical for a few reasons. I don't know if this is still happening, but at one time, Nike shoes were assembled in places like Asia in what had been described as sweatshops with questionably underage labor. So Nike's okay with young people working their little fingers to the bone for low wages to make their shoes. But you have issues with Lil Nas-X and this design company. They also had a bit of controversy with the world-class Olympian track and field athlete, Allison Felix. When her contract was stopped, I think she stopped competing so she can bear her first child. She wanted to be a mother. And I believe one of the takeaways from that, according to her, I think the article she was quoted in was from the New York Times, is they wanted to pay her less. I think about 70% of what she was previously going to get. So I think Nike, again, is being hypocritical, but I don't so much have an issue with that. If I owned an apparel company and I'm a global brand, I wouldn't want anyone using any demonic elements with anything attached to my company's name. And I do agree with them, or I agree with Nike having legal standing and enforcing that trademark. Demonic, even in jest, demonic shit is weird. From a business standpoint, whose ever brainchild this is, for marrying Lil Nas-X video with this shoe, they really understand consumer demand and cross collaboration very well. I don't agree with this spooky shit, if I can't be more clear, but I need to point out the elements that work in this business proposition. And I have to address, you know, some of the people in the religious community about gay people, man. Like, you know, being damned to hell for having a sexual orientation they were probably born with.